This series of videos in the countdown to polling day, December 12th, conclude in a detailed seats forecast for the Tories, Labour, Lib Dems and SNP. Analysis and forecast based on 9 key lessons learned from 2017 general election that I covered in an earlier video, whereas the opinion polls have consistently been wrong for now 4 UK elections in a row and thus should be ignored, whilst the most accurate predictor of UK elections has consistently been my house prices based forecasts and average earnings growth that was first made available to patrons who support my work on the 24th of November 2019. So for immediate first access to all of my analysis and trend forecasts, then do consider becoming a patron by supporting my work for just $3 per month. It's the economy, stupid, coined by Bill Clinton strategist James Carville in 1992. The party in government tends to lose elections to the opposition on the basis of where the economy stands at the time of the election. So whilst Boris Johnson's "Get Brexit Done" headline grabbing mantra sounds like it could deliver the Tories enough votes to win, however, if the economy is on the slide then all the slogan and promises in the world won't amount to anything, much as was the case for Theresa May's 2017 all about getting Brexit done election campaign. So the focus of this analysis is where the economy stands and its direction of travel relative to where the economy stood in the run-up to the June 2017 general election, as one of my 9 key election forecasting learned from the 2017 general election. This analysis is part of 5 that aims to conclude in what the economy predicts for the UK general election 2019. UK inflation, CPI, RPI and real. The primary remit of the Bank of England is price stability, one of keeping UK CPI inflation at 2%. The closer the rate is to 2%, the more successful the government's inflation policy is deemed to be, despite the fact that CPI inflation tends to grossly underreport real inflation, which is why most people prefer the RPI measure that the government has been gradually phasing out over the past decade, and where the most recent announcements are to even change its methodology to the point where it closely matches CPI. So I've always taken the official inflation indices with a giant pinch of salt, which is why I constructed my own demand adjusted inflation indices that aims to provide an inflation measure more in line with the actual experience of most people, and thus should give a more reliable view on where voters stand in terms of their actual inflation experience as opposed to manipulated government statistics. The 2015 general election, as is the case with most fake statistics, they tend to throw up anomalies from time to time that don't reflect reality, which was the case in the run-up to the 2015 general election, where the ONS was reporting negative CPI of minus 0.1%. Meanwhile, the more reliable RPI was suggesting an inflation rate of 1%, whilst real inflation was at 1.5%. Furthermore, the trend was for falling inflation. Thus RPI and real inflation were signalling economic competence to the electorate, for which David Cameron was rewarded with a surprise increased majority. 2017 general election. The inflation indices were rocketing higher in the run-up to the 2017 general election, with CPI at 2.9%, RPI at 3.7% and real inflation nudging 5%, which were thus screaming economic incompetence. So much for strong and stable, it was more like weak and feeble. And so Theresa May paid the price for inflationary incompetence. As for the 2019 general election, well, current CPI stands at 1.5%, RPI 2% and real inflation at 2.8%, with the trend downwards, thus signalling economic competence to the electorate. So I vote winner for Boris Johnson, signalling better than the 2017 election results, but worse than 2015. Now the rest of this analysis has first been made available to patrons who support my work. So for immediate first access to all of my analysis and trend forecasts, then do consider becoming a patron by supporting my work for just $3 per month. And also remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel for the next video in this series as we count down to the 12th December general election.